starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey there, everyone. This is Mike Thomas here. You guys know me as Mike from Maine, along with my partner, Brett Rutecki. Welcome to today's call. Can you just let me know if you can hear me in the chat box here? I just want to make sure that my microphone isn't muted, that I'm not talking to myself. You'd be surprised how often we talk to ourselves on these things. Great, perfect. Happy to have everyone here today. Good sound, great. Well, guys, we're going to jump right into this. This is a 100% value webinar. There's nothing for sale here today. There isn't some big pitch going to be happening. I know you're all to being on calls, especially after different product launches. If you've ever bought something before on Warrior Plus or JVZoo, and you're probably used to being pitched something afterwards. Well, we're not going to be doing that here today. This is 100% value. We're going to be answering any questions that you have about your new Changio software. We're also going to be doing a full demo on the call here today where Brett's going to walk you through the software, answer any questions as we go there. And we're going to be showing how the reseller rights work for those of you that have picked up that as well, answering any questions that you have. One thing that I want to note before we get started here, and I'm probably going to have to say this a few times, I think, if we have any latecomers here on the call as well, but I want everyone please to pay attention to this one thing as we get started. This call, we're happy to answer questions about the software. However, if you have a specific question, if you're trying to use it on a page of yours and you want us to take a look at a page and help you out with something like that, we're not going to be able to answer those specific questions on this call, because think about it, like if we start doing that and we start answering these kind of questions, it's not specific to you. We don't want to bore you. We want to make sure that we are answering questions that are going to help everyone on this call. So if you have a specific question for us, a support question, feel free to send us a support ticket to our support desk. And we're happy, like really happy to help you out. Brett and I have answered hundreds of different support requests in the past few days, to helping people get access, helping people with their software. So if you have any questions like that, feel free to put those into our support desk, and we can actually go and help you with that as well. So we're gonna get started here. My first question before we get started on this call is, before you purchased your Changio software, were you familiar with myself, Mike from Maine, and Brett Rutecki? If you were familiar with us before you purchased, please put a yes in the chat box. And if you weren't familiar with us, this is the first time that you've purchased a product from us, put a no in here. I'm interested. So yes, if you're familiar with us already. No, if this is the first time that you're coming across us. So most people, it seems, get a lot of yeses in here. So we've got a lot of people that are return customers, and that means so much to us, as we know that you're putting your faith in us, and you value our products. That really makes us proud. A lot of yeses, but we do have some nos in here. So some people that are new to us, and because of that, I'm just going to take 2 minutes to kind of introduce ourselves. And for those of you that are already familiar, bear with me here. Just going to take a couple minutes. But for those of you that are new, I just want to kind of let you know who we are and welcome you into our world here. So this right here is Brett Rutecki's website. You can go to brettrutecki.com. I'll go ahead and put that right in the chat box for everyone here. I want to make sure you guys can all go and check out Brett's website. Send that right out to you. And on Brett's website, you'll find he's got all his products listed on there. And as well, he's got a blog over here that you can check out, where he does different product reviews and stuff on his website. And of course, my internet's going a little bit slow here, but if you go there, it should work fine for you. And he's also got a Facebook group that you can join, which I recommend doing. I'm going to show you that in this.
Mike, your audio is pretty choppy. Actually, I think it might be out now. Guys, can you all hear Mike, or is that just me? No, Mike is gone. No, Mike. Can't hear Mike. Mike is choppy. They can hear me. Okay, Mike. If you can hear us, I'm going to go ahead. Guys, just bear with me for a little bit. Unfortunately, Mike is in Turkey, and I'm in the United States. We're far away
A little
from
bit
each other.
about me here
Mike,
over on my Who I Am
Mike,
page, and that's probably not gonna
Mike,
load for me as well. good thing I
stop.
don't have to load pages here on the call today.
Mike,
And you
stop
can check
talking.
that out as well. Sorry, Brett.
Listen, yeah, you're going out real bad, Mike. Nobody hears you.
I can hear you coming through. Oh, I cannot hear Mike.
Yeah, you've been out for 30 seconds.
1 second.
All right, hold on a minute, guys. Mike's gonna probably get closer to his router if I know him.
Second, let me change my internet.
This is the joys of working online. Sometimes tech doesn't work for us the way it's supposed to. I'm here, guys. I'm just talking to Mike, helping him get his audio back up. Yeah, Mike is from Turkey, Gary. He's Mike from Maine. He is a United States citizen. He is from Maine. But about, I guess, 10 years ago, he went and did some traveling, met a beautiful woman in Turkey, married her, and now he is Mike from Turkey. And it looks like Mike is playing around with his Wi-Fi trying to get it set up. So
Give me a second.
Yeah, I always tease Mike because he doesn't celebrate.
Brett, if you want to fill.
Yeah, I'm talking, Mike. Shut up. Fix your internet. Only women can make that happen. Absolutely. I always tease Mike because come Thanksgiving, he eats turkey in Turkey. I'm going to sit.
Am I coming in now?
Yeah, now you are, Mike. Now you're back. Are you still there, Mike? You know what, Mike? Why don't you go ahead and send me the screen? I'll start the demo while you work on what you're doing.
Okay, I should be back. Am I good now?
Yeah.
I am? I'm good?
Yeah, I'm glad I took the screen from you. I'll give it back to you. There you go.
Okay, sorry guys about that. I don't know what happened to my internet, something that's out of my control, but my internet just decided to go away from me. Do I have the screen back, Brett?
Yeah, I sent it back to you. What a turkey.
Okay, so guys, can everyone hear me now? Am I coming through okay? Please just put a yes in the chat box if you guys can all hear me.
You're back, Mike.
I'm back. Cool. Okay, sorry about that. Continuing on. So this is my website right here. This is where I do all my reviews, and I want to also show you Brett's Facebook group here. So everyone should, if you're not, I know most of the people in here are already part of Brett's Facebook group. I'm going to go ahead and hand it out to everyone. If you're interested in joining, you can. You don't have to, but you can join Brett's Facebook group if you like. Here's Brett's group. It's got over 15,000 members in it.
Mike.
It's one of the most active, if not the.
Mike.
Am I not coming through?
No, you're not sharing your screen.
Yes.
No, you're not.
I am sharing my screen.
No, you're definitely not.
Am I sharing it now?
Nope.
I'm handing it over to you, Brett. I'm sending the screen over.
All right, send it over.
I don't know what's going on with GoToWebinar today and internet. I'm sending it to you.
That's okay. It'll make me earn my supper today. That's fine. Usually I sit here on them. And
I just sent it to you. I just sent you the screen. Is something coming over to you?
I'm taking it from you. All right. Can you guys all see my screen? Can you all hear me? All right. So you should see my Facebook group. I am Watchdog. Perfect. Awesome. All right. So this is my Facebook group. And again, Mike and I are only going to spend a few minutes introducing ourselves just for the people that don't know us, know who we are. Michael says everything okay, everything here in Philly. Awesome. You're about 100 miles away from me there, Michael. Anyway, so this is my Facebook group, and if you're not a member of my Facebook group, I do suggest you join it. We talk a lot about internet marketing here. I do a lot of training in here. I do a lot of tips, tutorials. I give freebies away in here. I don't post much like promotional stuff. I do promote some. I'm not going to lie, but most of what is added in this group is value. There are over 15,000 people in this group. There are people that are just getting started, and there are people that are making $1 million plus a year. So you get a whole gamut of people, and it's a nice community to be a part of. So if you're interested in there, go ahead and join my Facebook group. I'm going to go ahead and show you Mike's website. And what I actually suggest people do, anybody who doesn't know who Mike is and is not familiar with Mike, which I think a lot of people are not familiar with him. I noticed that a lot of people didn't realize that he was Mike from Maine that actually lives in Turkey. If you go over to mikefrommaine.com, you can see he does product reviews. He does interviews with product vendors. He tries to give you a lot of insider information before a product even launches. That way, when you buy, you're not just buying based on hype. You're buying based on an informed decision, because he'll actually test it out for you, tell you what he thinks about it, talk to the product vendor, interview the product vendor. And I've seen him be pretty harsh. I mean, he's put some product vendors on the spot, like saying, "Oh, we'll explain that," and so you can get a lot of insider information on products that you're considering buying. And what's really cool, if you don't know his story, which I think a lot of people don't know his story, you can go ahead and click in the Who Am I link right here, and you can read about Mike. You can read about how he was traveling, how he ended up in Turkey, how he got married in Turkey, how he had a daughter in Turkey, and how he now is Mike from Turkey. But it doesn't have the nice ring as Mike from Maine, though, so he never changed it. All righty, so that's a little bit about us. Lauren says, liked you better without the beard. Yes, I have a beard now. I don't have a beard. I didn't have a beard for a while, but I do now, because girls like beards now, and I like girls, so it works out. All righty, so let's go into Changio. How many people have started using Changio already? Let me know if you've logged into your account, created your account, started using it. Not yet. I helped you. A lot of people, couple saying people, I've helped you. Use it for 3 pages. A few people say not yet. Logged in but not used. Created but not used. Okay. So what I'm going to suggest to everybody is that they actually use the software. A lot of vendors don't really care if people use the things that they buy. Mike and I, as we said, we are a little different. I want you to get value out of the things you buy. I want you to be a happy customer. Many vendors, they take your money and they really don't care if you use their software. They got your money. That's not me. I personally create all the software I sell. So, for example, Changio, I typed every single one of the 60,000 lines of code in Changio. I want you to get something for that work. I didn't just do it for money. I'm not going to say money wasn't motivation. I want to get paid, but I also did it to actually help people. And I want you to be helped from my product. So go ahead, get in there and start using it if you haven't used it yet. Will there be a replay? Alan, probably, as long as things work out the way they're supposed to. Because you can see, sometimes things don't work out the way they're supposed to, but we're going to try to have a replay. Okay, so Changio is actually a pretty easy software to use. And the way you use Changio is very simple. You log into Changio, and you're going to see a page that looks like this. Now, obviously, if you haven't created any pages yet, you're not going to see any pages. You're going to see nothing. But you can see here I'm using Changio. In order to create a new page, simply click on New Page and enter the name of the page. Now, this is for your reference only, the page name. That's just so that you can know what it's for. And enter in the page URL. It's very important that you enter in a full URL. A lot of times I see people that are using this software, even some of my other softwares that require URLs, and they'll enter in something like brettritechie.com. Well, brettritechie.com is actually not a URL. URL stands for Universal Remote Locator. brettritechie.com is a domain name. The URL is https://brettritechie.com. A URL has all of that in there, which is why I put a reminder there to make sure you type that in. Another thing that's important to note is that Changio cannot edit pages that are not secure. So an HTTP page, Changio can't edit that. It has to be HTTPS. HTTPS is the web standard now. Most websites should have an SSL on them. Most hosting companies give them for free at this point. So I mean, we have to write software that's up to web standards. So if you want to edit a non-secure website, it's just not going to work. I apologize for that. Alrighty. So once you go ahead and get it done, get it set up, Changio has not done anything yet. It doesn't do anything until you edit it. When you edit the page, it will pull in the target site into itself. So if I'm going to go ahead and click on edit on the one for Mike, it will pull in that target site. So now it's pulling Mike's website into Changio. You guys can see I'm on Changio. There's the page title, which I could change. There's reminding me which site. And on the right, I have the save and exit buttons. Now, one of the great things about me doing my own support, and Mike does it as well, but we do our own support. We don't have a support staff. We feel that the best way to give support is to do it ourselves. We frankly don't trust somebody else with our customers. We want to give them the best support possible. And one of the great things about that is we see the problems that people are having. Now, probably the most common problem that people are having with Changio that I want to address right from the beginning is people are coming here and they're clicking on stuff. And they're saying, damn it, this crappy software Brett wrote doesn't work. Oh man, I bought another crappy product that doesn't work on JVZoo. It's ridiculous. Look, I'm clicking on everything and nothing's working. I can't edit anything. I want my money back. I want a refund. These people are scammers. I hate them. And the reason people are doing that is because they haven't watched the tutorials. And I get it. Tutorials suck. I don't like watching tutorials. Tutorials are about as fun as reading instruction manuals for stereos. But if you did watch the tutorials, you would notice that you don't click on the product with the left mouse. You click on the element with the right mouse. The left mouse is for scrolling the page and stuff like that. I can't change that in the software. You need the left mouse to use your browser. You don't really need the right mouse. So in order to edit things, Changio takes over the right mouse click, and that's how you edit things. So for example, if I want to change on this text, if I click on it, nothing's going to happen. But if I right click on it, it's going to pull up the edit box. And now I can edit things and change it any way I want.
Hey, what are you doing to my website?
And that is how you use the editor. You right click on the elements. And again, this is probably 100 tickets we've gotten from people that have said, I'm clicking on things and nothing's working. It doesn't work. And the problem always is because they're not right clicking. So I want to get that one out of the way. Another thing I want to show people, this is a pretty interesting thing. So this is a button. You go ahead and you click on the button and it's going to bring up the editor for the button. Now, the thing about it is you're editing the button itself. So I can change the text of the button, I can change the color, I can change the background, I can change things like that. What if I want to edit the link? Well, you'll see this button right here. It says select parent. So you want to go, if you ever don't see the element you want to enter, for example, in this case, you don't see the anchor, you don't see the link, but you want to edit that. The button obviously has a link. Go ahead and click on the select parent and keep on clicking that until you can get to the element you want to edit. Now I can edit the link. And the reason that you do that, again, I'm not going to get too detailed about how HTML works, but elements have different functions depending on what part of it you click. When you first clicked on it, you were editing the text. Now you want to move up until you're editing the actual button link. And there's a lot of things you're going to see things like that where you click on it and it's not really editing what you want to edit, and that's because it has nested elements in it. So you go ahead and click on select parent until you get up to the part where you want. See, now instead of editing, excuse me, I'm sorry if I keep muting myself. I don't want you guys to hear me sneezing. It's starting to get springtime here. It's starting to, and flowers are starting to bloom, and I have horrible allergies. And I didn't think you guys would want to hear me sneezing in the microphone. So if you don't see what you want to edit, go ahead and click select parent. As you can see, now we're not editing the button's text anymore. We're not editing its layout. What we're doing is we're editing the link for the button. You'll notice that a lot inside. Has anybody used the editor that has gotten it and had any problems like this with the editor?
They're asking some specific questions. I don't know how specific you want to give it. Someone asked, like, can you add a video onto a page? And you can add a video on there. Someone asked if you can add a link to an existing image.
Okay. All right. So if the image doesn't have a link, you can't add an image. You can't add a link to it. For example, this link right here. Well, this is a link. I can't find any images on Mike's website that aren't a link. So this is an image.
Give me that picture of me. Yep.
Yeah, that is not a link. I cannot add a link to it. You see, Changio is about taking a page that you like the way it looks and changing it. We call it Changioing it. But it's not about completely rebuilding a page from scratch, because if you're going to do that, you might as well not start with a page already. So no, if there's an image there, you can't really make it a link. You can change the image. As you can see, I can replace the image. I can adjust the size of it. Another thing that people have asked, how do they move things? So you want to move things. I like that box there. I want to move it a little bit. Well, you can see margin top, margin left. You can adjust things by adjusting the margins, and that will allow you to move things. I can go ahead and replace that image. I can resize it if I want to, things like that. If you want to add elements, now adding elements is super easy. So for example, it says, check out my latest review and bonuses. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and bring up the editor. Now you can see when I'm editing something, it highlights what I'm editing. There's that dotted yellow box around it. What I want to do now is click on add element. Now it's going to ask me what I want to add. So I can add an image, I can add a text, I can add a button, or I can add custom code. Now custom code could be any custom code, including video code. So if I want to add a video, say above that text, I will add custom code. I will select to put it before the selected. Say I have two choices, before selected or after selected. I want it above, so that's before selected. And then I enter in my video code there. Now, one thing I noticed people said is they're like, I can't paste. So they're copying their video code from YouTube or Wistia or Vidis or whatever they're getting their video code, and they're trying to put it inside of there, and they say, I can't paste. And you can't paste. You can't right click, because right click has been taken over by Changio. That's a function in Changio now. It doesn't work with the browser anymore. So how do you paste your code in there? Well, you press Control and V. That's the short code for pasting. So put your cursor in there and press Control V and paste it in there. And then you can go ahead and add it in there. So that's how you add videos. That's how you add custom code or other elements that you want inside of Changio. Any other questions before I move off to the editor?
Someone was asking. Yeah, someone was asking if they can do this to pages other than just the home page. Yes, you can just go to the actual page or post that you want to edit, and that's the one that you would want to put into Changio to edit. Someone's also asking about using short code. I don't think that you would be able to use short code. Am I right, Brett?
Well, short code is a WordPress thing. Honestly, that question,
yeah,
to me as a developer, doesn't make sense. Can I use a short code? That's like if we were talking about cars and you said,
yeah, short code's not going to. It's not going to work, because that's something you can do with WordPress. So if you want to add in a code, you'd want to put in an HTML code, as that's universally recognized. Let's see here. Let me just check this quick. Can you change an existing video? Is what Peter asks. You can remove a video, Peter. You can swap in your own video if you want.
Yeah, the easiest way to do that would be to delete the existing video and add in your new one. So for example, if there was a video here where this text was, just for example, there's this text that says, check out my latest reviews and bonuses. Let's just say that was a video. What I would do is highlight it and delete it. And then I would add a new one. That's the equivalent of changing an existing video. That's the easiest way to do it. Incidentally, a lot of people had said about what happens if I change something and there's a mistake. Here's another tip for you guys. I want to give you guys a lot of tips as well on how to use this system, because I built it, so I know the tips. What happens? Oh man, I really didn't want to delete that text. It's gone now. What do I do? Well, just refresh your browser, and it comes back. Any other questions before we move on, Mike?
Let's see here. Let me just make sure, Brett, while we're kind of on this topic. So yeah, someone's asking, like, are we going to show how it would work with WordPress? Brett's going to cover kind of what you would take for adding that to a WordPress site. If you change a picture, does the new pic have to be on a web server or can it be on your hard drive? I think you would upload the picture that's on your hard drive into the software.
Yep,
Right,
absolutely.
Brett, when you change an image?
Absolutely. You upload it into the software. So if I want to change this image, I'll go ahead and right click on it. And you can see it's asking me. I don't know if you guys can see this on my screen or if it's small. It's asking me to choose a file. And when I click replace image, it will upload. Incidentally, it may take a few minutes. So if it seems like nothing's happening, it's probably uploading, depending on the size of your file. It's uploading to our servers, and then we will replace the image. We host those images for you. Somebody had asked a question.
Yes. Which question did you want to?
Can you change? Oh, somebody said, can you change? But look, you can change anything on the element. We'll make that real simple because people are saying things. Can I change the buy buttons? Can I change the link buttons? Can I change? You can change anything. You can change any element on the screen. Do you know how to get any copyright problems when you change an existing site through Changio? Well, first of all, Stefan, I'm not a lawyer. I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I build a tool, there's always somebody that says something like that. Like, well, what about this legal aspect? I build tools, and I'm just going to give you the best answer I can. I build tools. If I was making hammers, you could buy my hammer and go smash your neighbor's car window out with it. What you choose to do with my tool is your responsibility. I build tools.
Lots of questions coming in. Someone said, "Is it free?" I don't know what you're asking, oh, Peter. What free? Please explain your hosting. Is it temporary, or can I load my whole site to your hosting? Peter, you can load all the pages that are in your site, in your Changio. Are going to be hosted on our hosting, but this does pages for you. So any pages that you want to clone with this, you can do with your software.
Yes, Changio is a page level editor. It edits pages at the page level. I cannot figure out how to upload the edited site to my WordPress. I'm going to get to that actually in a second. There is a tutorial video in there, Matthew, that actually says step by step how to do that. It's in Changio, and this is why we're doing this, because I understand people don't like to watch the tutorials. I wouldn't want to listen to me talk for 10 minutes either, so I don't blame you there. But we're going to talk about
Fred, why don't you move on to that? Because I think a lot of people, that's a question that we've got a few times about putting it on their own sites, if you want to cover that.
All right, let's go ahead. All right, I'm going to go ahead and exit here. Now, I'm going to give you guys another tip as well once I exit. So I'm going to show you one of these pages here. So this page is test, you can see here. And what we actually did, that's not the one I want to show you. I could show you that one. Okay, so we actually did this when we were trying to attract affiliates. We wanted to show them like the power of Changio. So what I did was I jacked JVZoo's website. And I went and I put in JVZoo loves Changio, and it's cool. Brian Zimmerman, one of the founders of JVZoo, saw this and he thought it was funny. He's like, ha ha ha, good funny joke, and it was a joke. We told everybody it was a joke, but I wanted to show like the power of the system. You know how this was a dramatic example. Now, something that's interesting about this is JVZoo does not allow software to access their servers. Okay, so Changio couldn't pull in JVZoo's website. Well, it just wouldn't happen. We couldn't do it. But I still got it inside of Changio, and this is how I did it. If you go to any web page at all, I'll go to JVZoo. If you go to any web page, you can click on View Page Source. You can copy the page source. I'll pretend like I'm copying it all. Then you can go over to Changio, and you can click this code button and paste that source inside of there. So even pages that Changio says, hey, we can't automatically pull that code in, a lot of times you can just copy the source from your browser and paste it in there. So that's a little tip for you guys. If you ever notice that one of your sites that you're trying to pull in, it doesn't work, JVZoo says, sorry, the servers won't give us the code, and that does happen. Some servers are set to say, hey, look, you're a bot. We're not giving you the code. You're not a person. Just go to your browser, copy the source, paste it in there, and a lot of times that will solve that problem for you. Alrighty, so integration. This is something that people seem to be having a problem with as well, and something we definitely want to cover. So, all right, when you build a page, so for example, Mike's homepage, I've edited it, I pulled it in, I've edited it, everything's great. I'm going to go there and click the integrate button. Now I have a couple of options here. Okay, the first thing I can do is I can download the page as a PHP file. So I can go ahead and click on download, I can download that page, and then I can upload it to my server. I cannot teach you how to upload to your server. I apologize, I can't do that. There are a billion different servers out there, and there's about 30 different ways to do it. I could literally spend the next year teaching everybody how to do FTP or how to use cPanel. Fortunately, though, there are like 100 million tutorials on the internet. So if you don't know how to use FTP and you
And
want to
if I
upload,
can interject really quick, if I can interject real quick, Brett, a lot of times I'm saying this because I'm not a tech person, like Brett's a tech guy who understands this stuff and I'm not. When I have questions like this, I just go right to my hosting and I let them know what I'm trying to do. And they are usually able to help me with it, because a lot of the different hosting companies are different, whether you're using like a WordPress hosting company or using like a different one. There's can be different hostings. So if you want to do that and you want to do the PHP way, you can reach out to them and they'll be able to help you with that if that's the way you want to do it. Okay, sorry, Brett.
yeah, and yeah, like and I was to say for the same reason, I am a tech guy and I'm not a support rep for your hosting company. So if you ask me, I'm going to give you this really long, convoluted technical answer, and you'll be like, huh? And that's just because that's the way I think. Again, if you don't know how to use FTP, ask your hosting company to help you out. They got support reps there to help you, and you pay them for it. So make them earn their money. Okay. The second option is to use our hosted pages. So a lot of people don't have websites. You don't want to put it on your website. You just want to do a quick bonus page or something like that. Go ahead and use our hosted pages. So you can go ahead and click on that, and that'll take you over to the hosted page that we have for you. The third option, and the one that seems to be confusing people, is that you have to add this code to your site. So for example, if I actually go to change the Changio sales page, actually this is the hosted one. I'll go to the one that's not hosted. So if you actually see, I'm on changio.net sales 2. All right. So this is our sales page. Now I can edit things in Changio and it will automatically change on this website, changio.net/sales. So by going and editing on Changio, I can edit that. Same thing with my site, my personal blog. I can change things on my blog. You might notice here that, oh, no, I don't have it. I must have deleted it. But I edit things on my blog the same way. Joshua Moore's site, all these things can be changed live. So if you change something in Changio, you can edit on your site. Now, the power of this is normally you would want to change your site a little bit. For example, as we were doing the launch, we were increasing the price. As we were increasing the price, we were resetting the timer, we were changing the button. The button originally said one price. As we're increasing it, we were changing the button so it says reflects the proper price. Mike couldn't do that if it was just an HTML page because he can't edit code. However, on Changio, he could have done that. Now, the way that you make that work is you have to put the Changio code on your web page. You can get the Changio code by clicking here. It's the same, by the way. The Changio code is the same. It doesn't matter which one you click, or even if you click this code button up here, it's always the same code. You put this code on your website. Now, the thing that I think confuses people is you put that code on your web page so you can edit that web page. For example, if I want to edit mikefrommaine.com, I have to have the code on mikefrommaine.com that will allow me to edit mikefrommaine.com from inside of Changio. Does everybody understand that? Is anybody confused about that? Because I seem to have gotten a couple of support tickets about that.
No, can. Some people are a little confused. Some people got it.
I'm going to try
That
one
was
more time to
difficult
explain this.
to Sergio.
I'm going to try one more time to explain this. Okay, I'll use a real example. Okay. All right.
Yeah, they want to know. Some people want to know where you put the code, Brett.
I'm going to edit Mike's sales page. Okay, Mike, this is Mike's homepage for his blog. We can go to mikefrommaine.com, and we can see mikefrommaine.com. Okay, now I have Mike from Maine right here inside of Changio as well. And I'm going to go ahead and edit that. All right, so I'm going to change this to Mike is a turkey.
I am.
because I'm trying to be silly and I'm trying to mess with Mike. And I'm going to change his website. I'm going to say Mike is a turkey. Ha ha ha. Let's go ahead and change that. Okay. Now let's go back over to his website. Oh, nothing happened. It didn't change. Damn it. Why not? Oh, I know why. Because we didn't put the Changio code on his webpage. See, in order for that change to go live, we have to put this code on his page. And that's what allows us to put the changes. This is why you can't hack other people's websites. This is to show us that you actually own that site. You're not just trying to hack people's sites. You have to have that code on his webpage. Now, Mike can put that code on his webpage. He has a WordPress plugin. So he has a WordPress site. So there's a WordPress plugin called Insert Headers. He can simply put that code in that plugin, and that will put it on his website or his WordPress site for him. And now any changes that I make will actually affect his live site. But Changio is not a hacking tool. You have to show us that you own that site, or else we're not going to let you change it, because that would be like super lame, to let you hack people's sites.
Yeah, you have to actually have access. If you want to change the actual site, you have to have access to it. But if you want to just have your own version of the changed site, then you can upload that PHP to if you want to put it on like your own server, you can. Or the easiest way, everyone, of doing this is using our hosted page right there. That link. That's the easiest way of doing this, not having to deal with putting it on your own website. Just let us host it for you.
Mark says, if you change someone's site with Changio, does that change actually happen to their site on their hosting? Question. Well, I thought I explained that. I guess maybe I didn't. If you put the code on their site to prove that you have access to their site, yes, and it is in real time. So if this code was on Mike's site right now, every change I make in Changio would automatically change on his site instantly. Yes. But I don't own Mike's site, so I can't put my code on his site because Changio is not a hacking tool. All right. Yes, and it says that once we put the code on it, it will take changes. Absolutely, yes. Once the code is on the site, it will take the changes. The plugin is called Insert Headers and Footers. You can actually go to Google. A lot of people use WordPress, which I do have an example inside of the tutorials there. But if you go to Google and you search for Insert Headers and Footers, it's the first one. I've been using this plugin forever. I was actually going to write a plugin to do this a while back, and I found this one. I was like, oh, great. It's exactly what I wanted. I won't create one. So this is the plugin that I would suggest you use. Insert headers and footers, and you just put the code in the header. It will go on every page in your site, and suddenly you can edit any page on your website. All right. Let's see. We got some questions coming in here. Mike, do you want to?
If someone if a site, what if I want to change, if it has 10 pages, can it be hosted on your hosting? You can do it on the page level, Kevin. But if you have a website of yours that has 10 pages and you want to edit all 10 pages, you can do them individually inside of the software. But you have to do it on the page level and edit each page.
Keith, yes, super. So Changio is a super easy way to edit your own pages. Yes, absolutely. That's why I built Changio, honestly, so people can edit their pages, and also use other people's pages as a starting point for their own pages. I built it for people that aren't developers, people like Mike, people that Mike's not a developer, people that want to make a quick change to their site and don't want to pay a developer. When I was freelancing, I used to be a freelance developer. And when I was freelancing, I would make a ton of money from people. Like Mike wants to go ahead and change a little bit of his site, and they would post a job on the freelance sites, and I'd charge them $200. I'd be like, yeah, I'll change it for you, $200. It'll take me 10 minutes because I know how to do it so fast and easy. And I made a lot of money doing that, but it was also kind of screwing people because it was easy work. I was not screwing people, but I mean, they're paying a lot for a little bit of work, but amounts to a little bit of work. I built Changio so that way you can edit your own sites, or you can copy somebody else's site and use that as a starting point for a page. Aniso, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. I don't understand why you can't go over a real example by putting the code on a real site. That's my biggest issue. Well, Aniso, because I'm not going to log into one of my sites, show my passwords, show the back end of my website, show the back end of my blog live on a group with hundreds of people in it. And also because all I'm going to be doing is showing you how to copy and paste. I think you can press copy and paste on your own and don't need me to show you how to do that. So that's why. I apologize, but I don't like to show my back ends of my softwares on public calls, of my personal blog. Would you like to get on your blog and log in and show everybody it? Probably not. And again, it's just copy and paste. Copy the code, paste it into the plugin. That's it.
So you just take the plugin, you upload it to your website. So you just install that plugin on your website, and then you paste the code inside the plugin. There's a place to paste in header code. You just paste in this code from your Changio into there, and then it will work.
Any other questions so far about the system?
I like this one right here from Mark, and I'm gonna read this one. I like this. Mark says, if as a freelance copywriter, I find a site with horrible sales copy, can I edit the copy on Changio and then show it to the owner as a way to sell them on hiring me to do it for real?
Yes.
And yes, you can, Mark. That's a really good idea. If you're a copywriter, that's great.
That's an awesome, if you're a web designer too, that's an awesome use of Changio. You go ahead, you make a quick change, and then you go ahead and you say, hey, look, this is what your website could look like. And what's great is when if they buy from you, say they decide to hire you, yeah, I'll pay you the $200 or whatever to go ahead and make that change. That looks so much better. All you do is put the Changio code on their site and press activate. Then it's done. You just got paid. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's really, really smart to do that.
And yes, this code is the same for all pages. This is your code, not the page code. This code is the same for all pages. It does not matter where you get this code. If you click on any one of these pages, you can get the code. If you click this code button, you can get the code. It's the exact same code. It's your code because, again, all it's doing is telling us that you actually have control of that page. All right. Yeah, and the code, by the way, yes, I know people are asking. I apologize if I wasn't clear. Again, I did explain this in the tutorials, though. You put this code in your header, in the header. So this is insert headers and footers. You put it in the header. And to somebody who asked, that doesn't mean you're just editing the header. That's just where you put the code in the header. Okay. I want to buy Changio from a reseller.
Okay.
But the reseller
Yes. Someone.
Well, it would have been cheaper if you would have bought it from us. All right. How long does it take to get support to reset a password if you forget it? I will tell you how long it takes. Now, here's the thing. I do my own support. Mike does support with me as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you because I'm a pretty honest guy. I'm a pretty upfront guy, in case you haven't noticed. So in the last 72 hours, we answered 413 support tickets. That's a lot of support tickets, guys. We're sitting at our desks 14 hours a day. All right. Now, when you go ahead and you send in a support ticket, if you click on support button, you'll see it says stop. Read these important instructions first. You must include your account login email. You must include your account login email. And this is so I can look at your account, so I can see what your problem is, so I can help you. I will not ask you to do that. I don't have time. I'm one person, and Mike's helping me as well, but we're two people answering hundreds of tickets. We don't have time to go back and say, hey, can you please follow the instructions and give me your email and go back and forth with you? The instructions are sent in your account email. If you don't do that, I'll just delete your ticket. I have 40 other people that need my help that did follow those instructions. It's unfair to make them wait while I go back and forth with you. And the same thing, now the reason I'm saying this is also with logging in. If you forget your password, you go ahead and you're trying to click in, your members log in, and I forgot my password, please send a support ticket to support@desk.com. Be sure to include your account login email and mention that you're using Changio. You have to mention that you're using Changio because I do have other softwares. You have to include your account login email because how can I reset your password if I can't find if I don't know how to find your account? If you don't do that, I'll just delete your ticket. And again, I'm not being a jerk. It's just that why should I make the other people wait while I go back and forth with you because you didn't follow the instructions. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm trying to be nice to everybody else. So, excuse me. So how long will it take for you to get an answer? If you go ahead and follow the instructions, if you say, "Hey Brett, I'm using Changio. Here's my email address. I forgot my password." I'm at my desk 14 hours a day answering tickets. It'll take a few seconds. If you say, "I forgot my password," I'm just going to delete it because I got other people that need my help. I can't beg you to give me the information you need. Does that seem fair to everybody? Well, nobody's answering, so maybe it doesn't seem fair. Maybe it's harsh.
Dave's asking about pages that don't show the logo. Dave, if you want to remove the branding and have the unlimited pages and resale rights, you would have wanted to purchase the upgrade. That's the OTO that you were shown.
Alrighty. Any other questions about the system? Anything that people need help with? Anything that I can give them assistance with? Show them any tips that you can't ask for tips, but anything that people aren't clear about. All right, that's a long one. Let's read this one here.
Someone's giving you advice about allergy medication.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's I bought a home in the country, and ever since then, I didn't realize I had allergies until I bought a house in the country.
Martin's asking how many OTOs are available. Martin, there was only one upgrade. We didn't make people go through a crazy sales funnel. There was just one upgrade that you could purchase during the launch.
Okay, here's a good question, and this is a really fair question as well, and it's one that I can give you guys a tip with too. So Mike's homepage here, you can see I pulled in his site. Now let's just assume I had the Changio code on his site, and now it says deactivated. That means Changio is not sending the changes to Mike's site. If I wanted to do that, even with the code on it, I have to click on this link that'll change it to activate it. Now the reason it is like that is so you can split test. So I can pull in Mike's website 3 times, 3 different headlines for his opt-in form, and see which one gets me the best results by activating and deactivating them. Incidentally, you can also see on here, we have the page stats. So you can go ahead and click on here, and I can check out the page stats, see how many views, hits, how much traffic I got, what browser people are using, information like that. But that's why that activated and deactivated is there. So you can have multiple versions of your page and do split testing.
Brett, Sid's asking if you're going to cover the agency feature for those people that picked up the upgrade.
Absolutely, I will cover the agency. Let me ask, how many people here are agency users? How many people got the upgrade? No. Okay, you guys actually upgraded something. Somebody asked, will you guys mention the upgrade? Will you guys mention and upgrade the software as required? A lot of times things change and stop working. See, here's the thing. Here, I'm going to tell you guys why things change and stop working. Because vendors build stuff to sell. You see this a lot in the JVZoo, and I don't want to get too much into this, but because I know a lot of people don't know me. You see a lot of this in the JVZoo space. The people that you're buying things from, they're not programmers. They hire somebody on a freelance website. They get a software built. They sell it on JVZoo using affiliates. They sell a bunch of copies of it. Now they can't update it. They can't, do anything with it, and they don't use it, so they don't care. They're just hoping you'll forget about it in a couple of years. I want to show you guys something. Who remembers that there was a timer on our sales page? Does anybody remember that there was a timer on our sales page, and we had a timer that was counting down, telling you when the price was going to increase? Yeah, you guys remember that, right? Okay, I'm going to show you something here. You guys can see my password for this. It's not a secret. All right, so if I go over here to widgets, you can see Changio price increase timer, Changio launch down timer. I was actually using that timer with one of my products called Video Takeover. Now, what's the copyright on this, Mike? Can you see that?
2015.
2015. I wrote Video Takeover in 2015. I'm still using it today. See, the difference between me and a lot of other vendors is that I'm the developer and I use my software. Does my software get updated? Absolutely, because I need it. If you guys, I gave you guys my Let's Mail software as free as part of Changio. Who here got my email? It was sent with Let's Mail. So if you look at my videos, it's all my videos are hosted with Viddies. If you go to Changio and you go to the support desk here, the tutorial section, I mean, these are my Viddies video hosting platform. And see, the difference between me and a lot of vendors is I actually use my products. So yes, my products have all been updated and they all keep getting updated. If for no other reason, then I need them and I use them. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and somebody said I saw the bonuses and I see the software has a similar layout, so I knew it was all yours. Yes, all my software has the same layout. I mean, it's kind of my style with this banner and this box and stuff and the buttons up top. All right, let's get into the agency. Can I get the OTO even though the launch is over? Mike, do you want to answer?
I'm going to answer this one. I'm going to answer this one.
Yeah, answer in person.
Yeah, I'll answer this one. I'll answer this one time. So, okay, I'll answer that.
All right. So, all right. Here's the way the OTO works. The agency works. Okay, you go in here and you click on My Agency. Now you have to fill out your agency settings, where you put your JVZoo code in here, and then once you put your JVZoo code in here, you go to your sales page, and you'll see our sales page with your JVZoo Buy Now button on it. So when people click on this, they're buying through that button code. Now there is a tutorial on how to set up a product in JVZoo. I chose JVZoo because I use JVZoo, and JVZoo is completely free. So go ahead and click on My Agency. If you have an agency, click on Agency Help. Watch this tutorial, this blog post. I made a blog post that explains exactly how my agency works. Watch that tutorial, watch the video, read the tutorial, and you can then start selling the entire Changio platform on JVZoo as your own product. Now, this is important, as your own product. That's because that means when somebody buys it, you get the email address, you get the money, and best of all, you can get your own affiliates to promote it. Our launch is over. We're not going to allow affiliates to promote this anymore. It's done. But you can still sell this with affiliates. I mean, we were selling very well. There are plenty of affiliates out there that we didn't even reach. I mean, we used probably our top 15 affiliates. There's like 200,000 affiliates on JVZoo. You can put this on JVZoo, attract those other affiliates, and get them to promote this for you so you can build up your email list and make sales. JVZoo.
Right, I want to read this comment.
Listen, the JVZoo.
I want to read this comment here.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I have you read it?
No, that's the one I wanted to read.
I want to read it. I want to read it. JVZoo will give a hard time, and it will say we are breaking copyright. If you have a tough time, I'll ask for your help. See, here's the thing, Joe. I personally know the founders of JVZoo and the CEO of JVZoo, and I mean personally, I know them as people. And it's you shouldn't jump to these conclusions and tell me what people will do. Like you're saying they will give a hard time. They won't, because since Laura Castleman, the CEO, and Chad Castleman, the founder, and Brian Zimmerman, who's given me testimonials, the founder of JVZoo, are all friends of mine, they said, sure, Brett, we have no problems with you letting people resell your software on our platform. That brings us new users. You shouldn't jump to conclusions and start saying what things will happen, because that's a negative attitude. There's no reason for that. Especially when it won't. Okay, that sounds good. It's just happened before to me many times. Well, considering that I'm the only one that I know of on JVZoo that has this reseller right thing, the agency system, I don't see how it's happened to you. But okay. But I promise you that both founders and the CEO of JVZoo like that we do this, because all it does is bring them new users. We can't resell the upgrade. No, Susan. If you resell the upgrade has reseller rights. So you'd be reselling reseller rights, and I would go bankrupt. So no, you can't resell. You can't resell the upgrade. I mean, I'd have resellers selling reseller, selling reseller, selling reseller, and before I know it, I'd have 100 million users that did pay me, and I'd go broke. Could someone buy it with more than once? Oh, somebody asked about that. They said, how can we edit more than 10 pages? So if you actually go here, if you're a basic user, you're going to have a limit of 10 pages. Incidentally, that's 10 pages at once. Okay, that 10 pages at one time. So if I have 10 pages and I delete one page, I can add another one. It's 10 at once, not 10 ever. Somebody had asked a question a little bit ago and said, how can I edit more than 10 pages without buying the upgrade that lets me edit more than 10 pages? Well, you just asked me how to cheat me. Can you tell me how I can cheat your Brett? It's kind of a silly question. If you want to, somebody said, can I buy more than once, more than one account so that I can edit, say 20 pages. So if you have two accounts, you can edit 20 pages instead of 10, obviously 10 in each account. Personally, honestly, as a businessman, I would prefer you didn't do that. I would prefer you just got the upgrade, but there's no moral way I can tell you not to do that. So you're more than welcome to do it, I guess, if you like.
And I have a question that I know you're really going to like. Who does the support for those with agency licenses?
I do. See, that's a beauty. That's another part of the agency thing. Your customers need help. I don't know the difference. They send a support ticket. I don't know if they bought from me, from you, from Joe Blow down the street. I don't know who they bought from. They get treated the same as I would treat my own customers. I do the support for them. Unlimited agents. There is no agent. When you have the reseller, the agency reseller, there is no limit to the number of that you can have. You can sell as many copies as you want. I want you to sell copies. I want you guys to have my agency and sell hundreds of copies. Do you know why? Because I make tools for people who make money online. If you make money online, maybe you'll buy another one of my tools next year. I want you all to be successful. Successful people buy my software.
Debbie asked, did I hear you correct that you can put the basic product on JVZoo and not the OTO? That's correct, Debbie. You can sell the front end basic product, but that doesn't mean that you can't create your own sales funnel. If you have resale rights to any other products, you have your own products, you can create a sales funnel in JVZoo and you can keep all the money from the sales.
Can I join Upwork, Bark.com? I never heard of Bark.com. It's been a long time since I freelanced, though. It might be a new one. And find people looking for websites, then change your existing site and show it to them as a result in it. Absolutely. Absolutely. We talked about that before. If you're a freelancer, great way to do it. Somebody says, I want to change the headline of my website and I'm going to pay $100. Well, you go ahead and change it in Changio and say, look, I already did it. Just say yes. It'll be done in an hour, because all you have to do then is put the Changio code on their site. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to use Changio. When I resell the software, the end customer will have a limit of 10 pages. How will they be able to change more than 10 pages? Patrick, they can buy the upgrade from me. You resell the front end, you keep the money, you get the customer's email address. If they want to upgrade, they buy it from me. And that might sound like I'm being greedy, but I'm paying for the server, the hosting, the bandwidth, and doing the support. If they buy more, I need to get paid for it too. Yes, the customer will be able to get the upgrade from me. Yes, and again, I keep that money because I'm giving them more of my time and my server and stuff, and I need to be compensated for that.
Great questions, guys. Any other questions about the software, about the agency resale rights for those of you that are agency resellers? Any other questions that you guys have? We're at about the hour mark here. We're going to stay on and answer any questions that you all have. But I just want to make sure that we've answered all your questions here. If it's something that we've already covered, then like I hope that you're paying attention. Can we download the code to a host on our own website, John? We've already covered that on the call here, and also we've got tutorials that Brett has created showing that. And as always, if you have specific questions about like a code, like it's not working for the link that you're trying to use it on, you can put in a support ticket, and we're very happy to help you individually in our support desk. But just make sure that you've gone through the tutorials before you start putting in support tickets, because a lot of times, probably 9 times out of 10, the answer for your question is going to be in those tutorials. And I know that going through tutorials can be a little bit boring. Brett actually was talking about that in a Facebook post, but you're going to find the answers to your questions in those tutorials.
A couple of things here. Let me answer a couple questions here.
Go for it.
All right, first one. Real example of you making money with Changio, please. I never said you were going to make money with Changio, guys. Changio is a page editor. There's no make money claims. I never said you're going to buy Changio and make $1,000 tomorrow. You're not. Okay? I don't do that. I don't sell get rich quick tools. I sell tools. A real example of me saving money with Changio, that's easy. Go to the Changio sales page. This is built with Changio. It actually looks very similar to this one. They look really similar, don't they? Graphics are different. The colors are different. The headline is different. There's steps there in Changio. There's steps there in this one. They look very similar, don't they? I paid $900 to get a graphics designer, because I am not a graphics designer. I'm a programmer, to build this page for me. And then when I wanted a page for Changio, I pulled it in and I changed it with Changio to make an entire new sales page. So no, Changio is not a get rich quick tool. Changio is I'll save you a bunch of money by not having to pay a programmer tool. And there is a real example of where I saved eight or 900. I don't remember exactly. Mike could look it up, because he's the one that pays all the bills for us. But there's a perfect example of saving money with Changio. And saving money is the same as making money. How come his website is not secure? It is. Mike's website is definitely secure. Let's see. Any other question? Oh, I just deleted the questions. Oh, there we go. All right. There were some other questions.
Is there certain funnels that you recommend to stay away from? Tony, we don't have anything that I don't have one that like to stay away from. I mean, the best way you're going to know if it like pulls it in great is to test it. Like if there's pages that you like that you want to test it on, you can go ahead and test it on these different pages and see which ones it works the best on. I mean, you've got the software.
Richard says, since I am new to you guys, I did not upgrade it until I get to know you a little. That's pretty fair, Richard. The one-time price is really expensive. Martin says that. The one-time price, I think the current price is like $275, Martin. So they think of it this way. That's less than $1 a day for your first year and free forever after that. You probably spend more than that on coffee every morning. Let's see, any other questions here? You guys mentioned, I don't see any. A couple people have asked about putting the code on their site again. I did talk about that before. I'm not going to make everybody watch me do it again. Again, though, you have to put the Changio code on your site, and you have to activate the page for it to push. And the page that you put the code on has to be the page that you're editing. For example, if I put just the code on MikeFromMaine.com, contact us, I can't edit MikeFromMaine.com because the code is not on the page I want to edit. You have to have the page on the code on the page you want to edit. You have to show us that that's actually your page. All right. Any other questions before we cut this off? I'll stay here as long as you guys want, but I'm sure you guys don't just want to hear me ramble on.
And we're trying to answer as many as we can. If there's any that we've missed, feel free to put in a support ticket, and we'll be happy to answer you individually inside the support desk. We're really active in there for you. Yes, Patrick, if you want to upgrade, you still can. You can go into that link here, and you can upgrade if you want to.
And it's
how do I put
And
What's
it's
that, Brett?
yeah, this is like the fourth time you've asked that. How can I put the code on the page? And you keep yelling at me because I won't log into my back end of my blog and show you how to do it. And again, I'm not going to log into my blog at a live call. And there's passwords on there. There's things that I don't want people to see. It's my private blog. I'm sorry that I'm not going to do that live. But how do I put that code on my page? I don't know how else to say it. You install the plugin, insert headers and footers, and you copy the code and you paste it in the plugin. I think you're overthinking. That's it. That's why I keep saying it, because that's it. You just copy this code and paste it in the plugin, and now you can edit any page on your site. That's really it. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sorry if I'm not being clear.
James is asking, can you sell Changio on other places, on places other than JVZoo?
No, because the system looks for a JVZoo purchase. So that they won't be able to get access because our system looks for a JVZoo purchase to confirm the purchase. So, for example, you might even notice, like people have asked this. They go to my agency settings and it says your product access URL, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to that product access URL, and it says access denied. And they're like, oh my God, my access URL doesn't work. That's because the system checks for a purchase. If I didn't have that secure and didn't make the system check for a purchase, this URL would be all over the black hat sites in 10 seconds. And I have 1,000 users that didn't pay. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So for security, I had to choose one platform that I can confirm the purchase on. And I chose JVZoo because I trust them with my business.
Let's see here. Lauren says, thanks guys, you did a really good job. Like all of your software, this one is a really an excellent tool. Thank you, Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get a replay up, guys. A couple of people are asking, is there going to be a replay? I am going to try to get a replay. I don't know what doesn't. No, it doesn't work for Warrior Plus. I just got JVZoo. Sorry. But yes.
Patrick says, guys, just met you both and I love your style. You have won me over as a raving fan. Thanks for your time.
Kevin, if you download the PHP file and upload it to your site, you'll be basically creating a new page on your site. So then you don't have to worry about adding code or anything like that. That's fine. Can I send a support ticket with a video? Yes, I love support tickets with videos, guys. The most frustrating ticket that I could ever get, which I get a lot, is when people say, I need help. It's not working. And I always use this analogy. I say, imagine if I called my mechanic up and said, hey, dude, my car ain't working. What's the problem? He's going to say, I don't know. So, yes, I love support tickets with videos. They make it easy. I can see what you're doing. That makes it so much easier to help you. I want to be able to help you as fast as I can, because I want to get my work done and go play with my kids and stuff. And I can't do that while I have support tickets. So please send a video.
Let's see.
So now I need to get video takeover. No, you don't need to get video takeover. That's funny.
Trying to get to your questions, guys. There's just like some comments in here.
Loom.
Specific questions, like Dwayne, you're asking about Groove. We really don't know much about Groove. Maybe try to put in a support ticket, and we can take a look at that individually. But if it's a software like that, a lot of times you have to ask them. But put in a support ticket. We'll take a look. If you want to create a video and show us what you're trying to do, we can help you. Sure, Willie, I'm going to put, guys, I've had a bunch of people ask about the upgrade. I'm going to put it right here in the chat. If anyone wants to upgrade, you can still upgrade. The price keeps going up with every sale, but it's still available there. We don't really want to push that, but if you want it, it's there.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, somebody asked how you can make a video. Mike, this is the one that you suggest usually is Loom, right?
I love Loom. Loom it's free up to like 100 videos, and I'll give you a little bit of a tip. They say that after 100 videos that they're going to start charging you, but they don't, and they haven't started doing it yet. So you can use it. Maybe eventually someday they're going to charge you for it, but use it. I love it. It's a great way to make videos.
Yep. So there you go. And that's that way you can send me the video. If you guys want to send a support ticket with a video, you guys can just send me the link to the video that you get from Loom. I can watch your video, see what you're doing. It makes helping you so much easier. I think we got everybody covered,
Cool.
Mike.
Yeah. I think we're good, guys. Everyone, again, thank you so much for coming on this call. If you have any more questions, feel free. If we didn't get to your question, if there's something that we missed, feel free to go ahead and put a support ticket in. We'd love to help you. Feel free to, if you're looking for us, remember our website's brettrutecky.com, mikefrommaine.com. You can always find us there. Brett's got his Facebook group that you can join as well. And we just want to say, I think I can speak for both of us, that we really appreciate you putting your support, your trust in us, and we hope that you enjoy the product. Brett put a lot of time and effort into coding it. It's his baby, and I really hope you enjoy it and you are able to use it in your business. Brett, is there anything you wanted to say before we let him go?
Nope. Just I'll let everybody get back to their Saturday. I got my kids downstairs as well, so I'm going to go out and go to the park for a little while. And when I get back, if you guys have any support tickets, I'll check them as well. Make sure you guys are all sorted out. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Perfect. See you.